Okay, alright. I have composed myself. I only cried a lot. Hey everybody, we're back. Oh, the springs heal you. Oh, because they are like fairy fountains, yeah. I totally forgot. We're healing our wounds after a scuffle with King Moblin, the man who leads the group of bandits, it would seem, bandits of sorts, who are roaming around Hyrule, cursing the land and leaving every town in ruin after them. We had to come back. Right when we got back, Colin had been kidnapped after saving Beth. And we are now going to head, in this episode we're going to start actually ascending Death Mountain. And we're going to see what the heck is up with the Goons and why they're being so uncharacteristically rude. We also had had one of my favorite scenes in the game, and maybe the whole series, where Colin sort of summarizes the idea of Zelda games, period, right? In which he says, I think I know what my dad meant when he said I should be strong like you. He didn't mean being strong like lifting things. He meant being brave. And that's the true strength, and that's the true takeaway. That was the real lesson. That was the real thing Colin needed to learn from Link, was that it's not about being physically strong or physically capable of doing things. Strength is meaningless if you do not hold courage. And like the hero of time tells us, when we first met him, a sword wields no strength if the hand who wields it does not hold courage. That's what it's all about. I can't believe Colin. I mean, that was a really brave thing for him to do, huh? Especially since he's such a weakling. Come here, kid, I'm gonna kick your ass. He is gonna be alright, right? And Malo, he hasn't even come by to say get well soon. What's he thinking? He said he was gonna get started. He hasn't come out of that closed up shop since. Link, could you talk some sense into that kid? What is it, Malo and Talo? Right? That's what you guys' names are? I can't remember. There's so many characters. Look at this baby face. Look at this baby face monster. He walked in, he said, time to get started. Hello? Huh? Hey. You can look at stuff, but don't you dare just take things. That's my valuable merchandise. You want it, you pay for it. I decided to take on this unmanned shop. Buy something. It helps the whole village when you do. Don't let them sell out before you buy one. You got red potion? How did you get your hands on red potion? You little punk? Right, wooden shields, because our Ordon shield can burn away, which is horrifying to think of because it's the only one like it. So we should really get a replacement, but I don't know if there's a free one somewhere or we have to buy this one. It's pretty expensive. Although we're capped out on money, so it would be kind of worth it to buy it. I'm gonna check on that really quick. I think another thing, maybe I can't become a hero, but I can figure out how to help people out with heroic business deals. You'd better work hard too. Yeah, alright kid. You're not wrong. Yeah, I think what's really cool is that you start to see what courageous acts do to the world around you, because it's not just sure, Colin saved somebody, and that's great in and of itself, but also that act has begun to inspire everybody around him. Mallow's opening that shop, and sure, he wants to pay money for it, right? But he even said, you know, paying for this stuff, he's like, I can't be a hero in the way that maybe somebody like Link can, because he's a very small little baby person. Literally baby walking on all twos, or all fours. I don't know. I haven't seen the kid run around. I don't understand what Mallow is. I don't know how old he is. He kind of frightens me. Anyways, but he's opening a shop, and he says like, hey, the money's gonna help the village. So, and we actually can use those supplies and things. So that is a net positive. After Colin collapsed, Mallow's brother, Tallow? I'm pretty sure it's Tallow. Immediately grabbed Colin, desperately tried to lift him up, to no avail, but tried to pick him up and carry him inside. It's inspire, you know, a simple act can inspire others to act the same way, and then when they act, that will inspire others. It's a chain. The longer it goes on, the more kindness and and the more courage spreads amongst everybody around you, you know? And that is a pretty cool idea, and it's a pretty cool idea that they put on display here in this game. I'm pretty sure this is the same song that plays in the villagers in Ordon, their houses, when they're sad about their children being gone. Yo, I forgot about this song. This song goes super hard. I love the way that the woodwinds that they use for the music in Kakariko Village. It really does have like a, I don't want to say, I keep saying Native American. I don't want to say indigenous. That's not exactly, I guess, tribal-esque kind of. But is that okay to say? I don't know if that's like the proper way to put it. Let's just say Native American kind of inspirations. This is what it feels like. With the kind of music that they have playing here. Eldon Inn, 100 rupees per night, including continental breakfast, famed natural hot spring free. Huh. 100 rupees for a stay? Sheesh. I was kind of wondering where Renato and the others, Beth and Luda, were all staying with Colin. Oh. Oh, okay, so there is bugs here too. I didn't even think about that. Oh, I do need to consult to see if there's any goodies we can pick up now. It's a pretty big town to explore. But yeah, so I'm gonna check that before, and then we'll see, and then maybe it will just be time to head up to start to scale Death Mountain. Now, in reality, I know I kind of roast people for the way they act or how they fail to act during times of hardship. But in reality, you can't fault people for acting in fear or failing to act in times of hardship and strife or during a moment of it's during a spontaneous moment of of terror. You know, you can't actually fault people for how they act during those times of stress. Okay, nobody. It's easy to say, oh well, I mean, if I was in that position, I would have done this. But then you get into that position and you don't do that because you're scared out of your wits. And it's like, and you're not fault. Nobody can fault you, and you can't fault anybody else for how for reacting in such a way. It's you are not expected, or you should not be expected, to be the bravest person in the room at any given moment during any situation. It's okay to be scared. It's normal to be scared. Take it from a guy who was scared for most of his childhood. Hey, now it's you. Yeah, so I've been thinking about getting things sorted out so I can go ahead and reopen my shop. Thing is, I can't get the materials I need from the Gorns anymore. Man, I ain't got a clue what to do. Cripes, those danged Gorns. Sure taking their sweet time getting me my materials. Even Bones is looking to help in his own way. Bombs are pretty cool. Alright, it's gotta be said. Could use some bombs. No, you know what? Didn't even think about the fact that, there we go, swap things out like that. Oh, you know what? They might be in the... Oh, I didn't realize they have a little fork and knife symbol to signify you can get food here. That's great. Between Wind Waker and this game, the worlds feel so realized, you know? What's the postman? Are you burning letters? Dropped a letter into the hot spring and now I can't read it. Gotta blow this thing to dry. What the crud? Why is the postman just freaking parked up in different spots around Hyrule right now? He was in the freaking... He was with the goats in Orden? Oh. Do not worry. He merely sleeps. So long as he continues to rest, he shall eventually open his eyes. And these two are doing a fine job of nursing him back to health. I think these two are fighting for his affections, I'm gonna be honest.
Hey.
You two, be calm in here. They're really fretting over him. Dang, Colin went from like... to like nobody's even glancing in his direction. Now he's got two people fawning over him. You're gonna be fine, kid. Shall watch over the children of Orden, I swear it. They shall never encounter danger while I draw breath. I will take full responsibility for them until they are returned safely to their village. You need not worry for them. Just leave Colin to me. You'll see, Link. Promise. I'll make him all better while you're up there on Gorns Mountain. You going to see the Gorns, Link? I'm sorry that you have to do this task for us. I'll be here with Colin, so please do not worry about him. Like how they've been doing a lot of camera shifts too when we talk to certain people. It's kind of cool. Nice. That's cute. That's cute. Cute little scene. Okay, well that's what I wanted to make sure to catch before that. So, okay, let me see if I need to buy a Hylian shield, or if I can find one. Okay, there's gonna be a couple things to do here before heading up. One of them is going to be buying this shield. This is how you get the Hylian shield. It's a very traditional way to get it, I suppose. I see. I suppose I can part with it. Time is money. If you're done shopping, then quit wasting both. Oh, God. Okay, Malo. I'm glad you've been inspired to, you know, get some stuff going here in this town, but, you better watch yourself, man, okay? I did like how when you talked to all the kids, like, everybody was, like, speechless. Everybody was in shock of what just happened to Colin. I like how... Malo... Not quietly either, because he normally talks pretty quick, pretty terse, pretty quiet. But he just said help him. He was just like, wait, it's like you need to help him. Like what are you doing? even Malo couldn't hide in that moment how he was feeling. But we need to come here because it's fire ant. Nice. These guys are out there. Holy crud. Unless they just don't stop coming. Huh? Oh, you defeat them all. And they drop the monies. Nice. That's 22 bucks. So apparently what we do need to get... Oh, jeez. Crying on you. Beetles. Not beetles. Bees. Screw you, bees. We do need to get ourselves one of these. So I'm gonna sacrifice... I'll sacrifice a fairy. I don't plan on dying anytime soon, although we did get roughed up fighting that mob of moblins, I will say. Yeah, so we will need some of this. And then, let's see, we got the fire right here. We got that, we got the healing shield, which we do need to actually equip. Nice. And now we're looking the part. Graveyard has seen better days. They need a Dampe to take care of it. Okay. Now with that, I can head off to Death Mountain finally. I imagine opponents are going to be able to come with us for, like, any part of it. In fact, I think we have to say goodbye to her literally right here. Thank you, Epona. Is there a pet Epona button? There is not. Oh, she turns her head to see us. Hello, Epona. Well, in that case, we're just gonna head off. Hey, Buster. Ho! You are back again, human. You will never pass. You cannot hope to match our brute force. Yeah, we'll see about that. Oh, I love freaking Link. Link wipes the hands off after. Link looks so pissed. He looks neutral here. But the moment you put the iron boots off on, he looks pissed off. That's so funny. Now here's the thing. Iron Boots making sure that we can't be moved. That makes sense. But them making, like, us being able to toss them aside like that, I feel like we need the bracers for that. I don't know. Oh, you can see the portal up there. That's so interesting. Oh. See ya, sucker. Alright, who's coming now? It's so great. It's such a funny thing to be able to do in this game. Yo, we got archers. Whoa. Something that I had brought up. That's funny. They only die because of the fall damage. Oh, I hit the arrow out of the air with a slingshot? I didn't know you could do that. That's crazy. Alternatively, you could use the eagle grass. Actually, like a cave up there. That I mentioned last time was that, like, this game more so, well, definitely more so than any of the other ones, this game kind of gives off a Western vibe. We have a band, like I mentioned, that we have like a band of roaming bandits going around causing trouble, and Link is the wandering stranger who nobody seems to know, coming off from a far-off land, riding in on a horse. Coming in and saving the day, leaving the town better off, and then riding off again to go off on new adventures in new lands. I just, you know, it really does fit the bill. There's more moments later on that feel like that really elevate that feeling. Because right now we're wandering through like desert and canyony areas, right? Kakariko Village really gives off a Western vibe, so like a Roma bandits rolling through. Oh. Okay. Oh. Death Mountain's looking a little more pissed off than usual. Whoa, this looks dangerous. Is this the traditional Death Mountain welcome? I feel like Midna only pops up to like run her stand-up routine by you. It's kind of funny. What do we got in here? Oh. Was it go on hot spring? I want to go on hot spring. And now for the first time ever, we have to actually fight Gorons, which I think is... which I think is kind of crazy. You're like never gonna have to do that again, let me tell you. Oh, that shot me high up. Oh, hey there. Oh, it's the hot spring. Hey. I'll be in the hot spring. Everybody's just kind of chilling. Everybody seems to be having a pretty good time here. There have been a few sumo matches lately. Talk about boring, brother. Suppose it's because young Goons these days have no interest in old arts like sumo. Informal powerhouse Goron is an elder, but there's not much we can do, brother.
Hey!
Greetings, brother. Pick up your hot spring souvenirs right here. Are you guys got milk here? That milk's gotta be rancid, dude. It's really warm here. Lantern oil, arrows. Arrows? Oh gee, I wonder what we're gonna be getting soon. Stop by whenever you visit the hot spring, brother. Did you guys have to get the memo that, like, I'm not supposed to be here? Ah, nice and hot. Just like I'd like it. What? What is this human doing here? I thought the elders told us not to let any humans near the mountain, but I suppose it is no business of mine. Come into the hot spring and refresh yourself, brother. I love Gorons, even when they're being antagonistic to me. You can't hate Gorons. Even when they're actively trying to trample me down the side of a mountain, leaving me but a blood smear on the side of a wall. Speaking of which, I like how you don't do damage, you just bonk them on the head. Why are you all trying to fight me? I'm trying to help you. What? Oh, I understand what we gotta do. Iron boots? Now, I assumed that these were going to do damage because it's hot air, like scalding hot air from like the depths of the mountain. Oh crap. I love all the like giant iron nails and rail and like scaffolding and stuff built into the wall. It feels very much like Goons who have progressed a little like further than they had, like further along than they did in than they were at in like Ocarina of Time Majora's Mask era. Ugh. Just bonk him on the head. It's so funny. Oh, I thought that was gonna... That was the biggest jump attack we've done yet. I really thought that was gonna get him. It's really got a good look. Man, I almost don't know what I'm looking at here. So it's like a giant... Death Mountain is like a giant molten boulder or something. Either that or like something fell from the sky and became Death Mountain. They like just like mined into it. I don't know. Alright, gang. Whoa. Go criminy.
Hey!
I like how Link's still squared up. Is this the young ones? Is this young one such an imposing enemy that you must all gang up on him? I think not, little brothers. I appreciate that. I am Goron Elder, little human. I am called Goron. Because of certain circumstances, I must lead the Goron tribe in place of Darbus. the tribal patriarch. Tell me, little human, do you come from the village below? You have done well to come this far. You are strong for a human. However, the mines beyond here are sacred to my tribe. Outsiders are not allowed. Unless... I know what you want. I can make an exception. But you would have to beat me in a contest of power. Are you willing to try that, little human? I got the boots on, right? Oh. Oh, we're gonna sumo wrestle in the garb? Link, I didn't have an opportunity to put the boots on. Your body is skinny, brother, and you are too light. You do not stand a chance. Try again later, brother. Unless you cheat or use some dirty tricks, you have no chance. And if you do cheat, you will pay dearly. Well, I mean, like, you know, what is cheating? Really, you know? I just realized, I think their ears are cracks that are in the sides of their head. They all got them. I really like the way they made Gorons look in this game. They look super good. All right, I'm ready. Nah, what is it? You want to try again, little human? Retreat? No, I'm challenging you, man. You think you are tough, do you? Let us find out. Now, you still may kick my butt, because sumo is a little strange. It's like, it's kind of like rock, paper, scissors. Oh, criminy. Just being powerful is nothing special, brother. Try again later. Just being powerful is nothing special. Interesting. So none of them are like concerned when they hear me clanging around in these giant boots? Wait, oh, I accidentally pressed retreat. No, I meant challenge, sorry. Please don't kill me. You think you are tough, do you? Dude, you don't know me. I will do this all day. Okay, I'm gonna... Good. I gotta get in. Come on. Yes. Oh, I played that so well. Oh. Young warrior, you have a strong will and sharp eyes. And also, you've got lead in your boots, clearly. Fine traits. Want to see how well you can use them? You have seen it, I would bet. The mountain erupting without pause. So it's not always like that. When the mountain began to rage, all four of us elders and Darbus, our patriarch, went inside to investigate its anger. We have a treasure that was entrusted to us by the spirits. We must protect it. Do you understand? But the moment Darbus reached out and touched the treasure, everything went wrong. He collapsed, and before our very eyes transformed into an unspeakable monster. He began to rage through the mines, trailing ruin behind him, and the eruptions grew more frequent and more severe. We used all of our strength to seal him deep inside the mountain. It grieved us to do this to our patriarch, but we have no other course of action. I ask this favor of you, young warrior. Go to the aid of Darbus. Make no mistake, the spirits have guided you here. I, Gorakoran, need your help. On behalf of my entire clan, I ask for your aid.
Hey.
You too. Let the young warrior pass. The mines are full of traps, all placed to protect the treasure from thieves. And worse than traps, since the eruptions began, foul creatures of all shapes have settled into every corner of the mines. Getting to the Patriarch's location will not be easy. I would prepare your blade, young warrior. Yes, sir. I'm glad we heeded the Elder's words and did not attack you, brother. Might have been we who sent you flying. That is a good point. Hey, wait up, brother. If you're headed down, I recommend using this elevator. Oh, thanks. What's, Oh, is this like a bath? No, this is like a bed. It's a tiny bed. You guys don't... I can't imagine you guys sleeping on like a cloth bed. Who am I to judge? Is this just... This looks like the mine's entrance. What are we at? What's our run time right now? 44 minutes? Nah, we gotta do the dungeon too. It's just the way it's gotta be. Alright. I'm gonna pause for one moment. I'm gonna head off and do the dungeon. To fuel this leg of the adventure, I have sparkling apple cranberry cider. It's pretty good. Okay. Now let's do this. And of course, like fairly Western-like. It depends on what Western adventure you're looking at. But you know, gaining the trust of a local tribe, aiding them in some way. Not every Western is like that, but the ones that I like are like that. I like it when everybody gets along, learns a little bit of tolerance and kindness. And here we are, the Goron mines, which are so bright. Yeah, they definitely did add some extra juice to the lighting engine this time around. This is Dungeon 2, and what I like about following in line with a very traditional style dungeon, but with a little bit of extra context, making it just a little bit more interesting. This dungeon is not a dungeon. It's not a temple of any kind. It's not it's a sacred place, still, of course. But a sacred place with the Gorons, and it's sacred because it is, it is mines. It is a mining facility for the Gorons. And I think that little extra bit of context for what it is and why it's important is goes a long way. To both to acting as motivation, but then also acting as a little bit of extra motivation. Extinguish that guy with some fire slugs. But then also just adding a little bit of extra interest to this dungeon too. Not to mention, much like the Forest Temple, there is some extra. It kind of breaks the mold of what of what all goes on inside of temples typically in a Zelda game. In the fact that there are other people in this dungeon too, and not to mention, but we actually know who. Not only are there other people in the dungeon, but we also know who. Ah, dang! It's too late now. Not only do we know who is waiting for us at the end of the boss of the dungeon is another person. It's a person that Gohan's knew. It's a person that Gohan's had to lock away, which I think is does a lot for setting up the sort of vibe of this dungeon. As you know, both it is a sacred. Oh, we don't have to extinguish. Interesting. Oh, I see. We can finish them. We can use the finishing blow, but while they're on fire, we probably get damaged for doing it. Fascinating. But yeah, it is interesting to know, like, right off the bat, who exactly we are going to end up fighting at the end of the dungeon. Little eerie too. But yeah, I mean, but then also what the setup for what this dungeon is also does is it lends a really cool aesthetic because since the Gohans have progressed more or more progressed in this game than they have been in past games. They have a bit more going on in their mine systems. They have metalworking, obviously, but they have like these pipes and stuff running through. They have scaffolding. They have metal barriers and stuff for safety. They have like it's actually like it feels more like a mining facility than just like a series of caverns that they've dug out. They have cranes with magnets on them, which is crazy. It's very cool. It's very interesting. As you can see too, we are outside now. We're like out, obviously because I mean, Death Mountain is also just has a lot of craters and things. So part of the dungeon is inside, part of the dungeon is outside. The outside bits have like these huge, extensive arrays of metal scaffolding and stairs. Freaking moblins. And of course, the gang that has been harassing everybody else has ran into the sacred halls of the neighboring tribe and taken over, basically. Also fitting that Western aesthetic. Don't mind if I do. Now, just like the Forest Temple, there are going to be 2 heart pieces to get and a stamp. So we'll have to make sure we nab all of that before getting out of here. We're also going to want to make sure we pick up Uku, wherever she might be. I like, too, that they even gave a justification for why their mines would be filled with traps. They're like, yeah, thieves come in and try to take our stuff all the time, so we set up traps that we know how to manage in case other people come in. I think that's actually a nice little touch. It's unnecessary, obviously. You as a player, you understand. Whoa. Now, what I don't know is if these are what are considered Dodongos in this game. It's certainly possible. The lava looks especially vicious this time around. Here, one moment. Yeah, okay, 2 pieces of heart and a stamp are what we're looking for. And these are considered Dodongos. A lot more of a grounded take on Dodongos. I would say I like this one, although these just kind of feel like fire-breathing lizards, like pretty, like generic, like fantasy fire-breathing lizards. I would say, personally, I would say that I would say that I personally like the more giant. Oh crud! Come on! Ugh! Oh, okay, a little close there. I like the more dinosaur-like appearance of the Dodongos from the 64 games, personally. But these ones are cool. I like the glowing tails and stuff, and I think that's neat. It's not a bad translation by any means. Also, I mean, we just haven't seen Dodongos in a long time, which has been a shame. Oh yeah, we're quickly seeing every single way you can use iron boots. You can use iron boots to drown yourself, if that's your thing. And you can also, completely unique to this game, is you can use iron boots to magnetize and walk up the sides of walls that have this gemstone on them. It's so cool. It's such a cool addition. You'll love to see it. Yeah, so obviously, yeah, I love how they both introduce the very traditional use of using them to walk, walk down in water, in deep water, but then also they immediately show you a brand new use of them, unique to this game. It's very cool. Okay. Yeah, and here's the thing. Here's the cool thing, right? Oh, I heard Uku. You heard the little bleep. Whoop. Uku? Oh, I think she's up there. Yeah, something to. It might be weird to have such a warm, welcoming place after walking through these really eerie depths of a mine. But yeah, I mean, it is a mining facility. Here's why I think the context behind, because the dungeons in Twilight Princess are locations. They're places. They're not just temples and dungeons and things like that. This is a place. This is a mining facility. So yeah, of course, the other elders would have probably stayed here to make sure that their patriarch didn't escape or didn't rage too much to keep track of him. Also, I love that all of the Goron elders look completely different from other Gorons. It's so good. I thought I felt the presence, but what a surprise to find a young human. Word has come to me of you, and if Goron has faith in you, then your heart must be true. I am one of the 4 Goron elders. Goromoto is my name. You are heroic, young human. Please, you must lend this tribe your power. Yeah, and we actually have to beat these guys because, unlike the Forest Temple, where there was a, pretty standard, oh, this is the boss key that unlocks the last dungeon, this mine belongs to the Gorons. They don't have, why would they have, like, normal dungeon-y kind of locking mechanisms and things like that? No, the place where they stored, especially since they stored their patriarch, they locked him away into a door. So obviously they would be the ones who have a key. And that's what I mean. It makes everything's immediately more interesting, and everything a little bit of extra context a little like contextualizing where you are, why you're there, and what's going on in this location immediately adds like a lot more intrigue to the world of the game, and also it adds a lot more intrigue to like to the actual playing of the level, because it's like, oh yeah, of course they would have metal scaffolding over the lava pits so they can make carved mines into other sides of the walls and the craters. Of course they would have like cranes and stuff to help lift up any ores that they're finding and carrying them to other locations safely. It's very cool. It's very, very cool. And of course they would have their own, like, you know, living spaces, like this place, this little dojo area here. Of course they would have that. That makes perfect sense. You need all 3 key shards to return the big key to its original shape. That is one of the key shards that, when merged together, form the key to the room where Darbus is being held. He is a patriarch. The key is split into 3 pieces. Each of us elders keeps a piece. You must hurry to the other elders. I like how, I just noticed this too, his back, he's got little geysers on his back that are actually shooting out steam. How does that work? The other 2 elders are at altars in the mine. They are praying. Collect all 3 shards, save our tribe's patriarch. He suffers under the power of evil. Absolutely, Amato. I got you. So we got Gorkorn and Goramato so far. I will not be keeping all these people's names straight because I simply can't do it. I'm a fool. That's good to have. Oh. I hope this isn't your life savings, although do Gorons even need money? Oh no, yeah, you have shops and stuff. Oh, we can't actually use any of our items and stuff here. If Corn said it was okay to let you pass, then you must have a good heart. He says that as I walk behind him and start smashing all of his stuff, stealing his money. Cuckoo. Hey, do you know I saw you on a drawing in a cave underneath the Renato's little not a hut. It wasn't, what is it, altar? Place of worship? Really, ceremonial building. And of course, actually, like I said, it would make sense for the elders to have stayed here to watch over Darbus to make sure he didn't escape. But also, I think it's really interesting, and it's a nice touch that he mentions, like, we've all stayed here and we're praying for Darbus's safety and return, and praying that he will return to like his normal self. I think that's a nice detail to throw in there as well. Phew, free at last. Gracious, you're that nice fellow who helped me out the other day. How nice to see you again. Well, now that we've found each other again, let's stick together a bit, hmm? I'll be right with you, so if you want to warp out, just let me know. Thanks, Uku. You said you wanted to introduce me to your son, right? Can we do that? I would like to see your son, because I need other people to witness this. More of these people. Oh, did you want to leave? I can warp you right out. You can return right here, so there are no worries. That's such a nice little thing. Skyward Sword has a mechanic they added like this in the HD remake of the game, or HD remaster of the game on the Switch. They have a mechanic like this for warping back to the sky from the surface. That you can make a warp point on the surface to go right back there whenever you want. So in case you need to go, because all the stuff that you need, like buying and items and stuff like that, all of that's done in the sky. Or for side questing and stuff, sometimes you're hopping back and forth. Except, you know what the problem is? They locked that mechanic behind an amiibo. And I will be getting that amiibo when I get to Skyward Sword. I'm not gonna like it. I'm gonna be upset about it. But I'm gonna do it. Cause Nintendo has me. They've got their little hands around my neck and they're patting me softly to get money out of me. Yes, now, leave it to me. Ugh. Let me introduce you. This is Uku Jr. Oh, gosh. They're so cursed. Link's face. I like how he's just sitting there, mouth agape. He looks like... Oh, Uku Jr. What? So you guys are just heads? When you're young? Why didn't they just make him like a little chick? I mean, not that would have made it better, but this is... Oh, look at his wings flap on the sides of his head. What are you guys? And you know, you wonder why they never brought these guys back. Here's the thing, I actually love these guys. I wish they would introduce more like crazy tribes or races in the Zelda universe. I feel like they kind of softballed us with in Skyward Sword, because Skyward Sword has completely new ones. They kind of softballed us a bit, you know. They made some cutesy ones. They made some pretty standard, generic ones. These guys the Ukus, they go hard in the worst way possible, and I love it. Anytime you want to warp back to this spot from outside, ask him. If you want to meet me at the entrance rather than warping here, just go there and I'll meet you. Now, bon voyage, you two. Whoa! The animation is, they just spun Link's model around a bunch. Oh, look at his item symbol. Look, he's like, ugh. Ugh. Dang, Link. Man, the moment you move his Link, he gets pissed off. What the crud? I'll kill you, man. Okay, anyways, let's go back, little guy. Wanna go back to Mama? Aww. Yeah, let's go back. You got it. Mama, here we come. Well, welcome back. Without further ado, we're off. Oh dear. Oh, this isn't something to grab? Strange. Well, okay. I mean, we had to see Uku's son at least once. I like how she just called him Uku Jr. I guess Uku must be a gender-neutral name? Not that it matters. I mean, you can be named whatever the heck you want. Oh, you know, I just realized. I forgot that you can sword fight like this. It's really, if I haven't made this clear, it's really freaking cool. Maneuvering around is definitely quite a bit slower, but it's but I'm not sweating it. I was gonna say it's no skin off my bones. Well, I was gonna say it's no sweat off my bones, but that didn't make any sense. No skin off my bones. Whoa. Whoa, ho, ho. I mean, for Pete's sake, the Gorons figured out how to... They figured out how to harness magnetism, which is kind of crazy. Mind if I do? And boop. Oh, there's one. Only need one more in here. Drinking a bit of the cider. Ooh, a little bitter. A little bitter because of the cranberry. The orientation's a little weird. You gotta kind of adjust how you're holding the left stick a couple times, depending on what direction you're facing. I think we're going that way. If we get hit, we probably just fall right off and then have to backtrack, which would not be great. I'm gonna be honest. Oh, do we gotta go around? I will say, this could stand to be a little faster, you know? I'll be the first to say it. Because you're all just slowly walking, listening to the loudest, like, feet clanging ever devised by man. Man, I can't even say I can't wait to go bomb some Dodongos. We're not even gonna bomb any Dodongos in this game. What the heck, man? We can walk with the sickest shit and walk again. The time to talk. You said what? I don't know the words to this song, and it's alright. It's okay. You can look the other way. What's over there? It's more moblins. Counting all the buttons. Oh, that's pretty good. I got there. I figured it out. I'm taking a life. Taking a life. You guys don't wanna. Nice. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, I see. Not bad. Anything else to do up here? Doesn't look like it. Oh, okay, so this can take us back down to each level now. Oh, that's neat. It's pretty freaking handy. Exactly. I think it's important to point out right now that like there are multiple entities resting within Link right now. Now Uku and Uku Jr. are presumably in our pockets. I don't know how you want to explain that one. They just sort of sink inside of our bodies. But Midna also just kind of sinks inside of our body. Well, I guess because of Shadow more specifically. But I don't know. It's weird. I think it's odd. Guess we're going in here. Can't go up. Oh, if we can Tektites. I love the way they made Tektites look in this game. I love slashing at them. You can cut off their like limbs and a bunch of like white blood comes out. A really good adaptation of some enemies where it was one of those, there were those kind of enemies where it's like, it was a little hard to understand what exactly they were supposed to be. They were like spiders, kind of like water spiders of sorts. But yeah, I think the way they made their anatomy look in this one looks a lot better. They look a lot creepier for sure. Their bodies look a lot harder, and I also like the weightiness of when you're slashing them. And you're like the body's like jolting from side to side. Makes the whole thing a lot more satisfying. Okay, come down here. Try not to drown. The Legend of Zelda, Link. The Legend of Zelda, Link drowns. My new favorite game. Okay. I watched a guy who plays. I've only seen him really play Pikmin games, which is not. I would say it's not like the best game series to stake your claim on, or like it should not be the only game series you stake your claim on. I love that you can drop down, put the boots on in midair. It's so cool. Simply because there are not many games, there are not like hardly any games in the series, and I mean technically there's 4, but the 4th one, the DS one, is like completely different than the other 3. So it's hard to kind of like be if you're into the other 3 mainline ones, a little hard to be into the Hey Pikmin. I like how the switches look in this game, look particularly nice. Oh, good. We got Beamos. Whoa. Oh. Oh, wait, you can actually see the, like, what's charging up inside of them. It's freaking lava. Oh, that actually makes a lot of sense. So presumably the Gorns, at least in this one instance, they're the ones who made these Beamos. And they channeled some sort of, like, inner furnace. Well, they like, oh, look. Oh, yeah, wait, no, these are totally Goron-made Beamoses, because look, they have the Goron symbol on their backs. That's a really nice detail. Oh, on their little legs, too. The little pedestal. Ow. But that makes sense, that's why they're shooting magma out, specifically, it looks like. That's pretty cool. That's a nice little touch, nice little detail. Again, little detail, like a lot of little details like that in this game to really it adds a lot of character and a lot of context to the dungeons. Context, I don't know if just context is the only not the only thing it's supplying. It's adding a little bit more personality, a little bit more character to each dungeon. All these little details like flowing together. Well, that's the last heart container we need for this place now. Now we just need to pick up the stamp, and then we'll be good on anything else. Oh, but yeah, I watched this guy named Teth. He plays Pikmin games. Plays a lot of like Pikmin challenge mods and things like that. None of the challenge mods I've seen people make of the game seem too compelling to me personally, because like they're meant to be like, oh, this is like a super challenging version of the game, but it's like it's all very much like, oh yeah, well this is really hard because we made it almost completely impossible. And it's like, okay. I don't know about all that. I don't know if that's the kind of challenge I want. They're like, oh yeah, dude, don't you like how challenging this is? We added like 15 bull bears into one room. Isn't that cool? Isn't that neat? It's like, no, it's not. I take it we can't. No. Well, that door is locked. Oh, we know we have a key. Oh, crud. I totally forgot that we picked up a key in the last room. I am a fool. But yeah, he was going over like what he would like to see, what he wouldn't like to see in Pikmin 4, and it got me thinking about the game. I'm excited for it. I hope, yeah, there's definitely a lot of things that I hope they add to the game. I think one of the things he mentioned was like an overall time limit. You know, put some stakes on the game, because like 2 lacked a time limit and 3 was super forgiving in its time limit. I think 1 is a really good thing where it's like you have plenty of time to do things, but you still have to be, if you're really on the ball, you know, you got to be really. You gotta be making sure you're making progress at like a steady pace, but you can still you still have enough time to sit down and appreciate the game. Now, what I think they should marry 1 and 2. And what I mean by that is 2 had a perfect opportunity to be on a time limit. You were literally trying to make money before your boss's business like went out of business, right? I don't know why the first half of that game isn't on a time limit. Like literally the longer you take, the more letters you get from your boss, and to a point where he's like living in a dumpster. And he makes friends with a raccoon. It's like he's like hiding from debt collectors. So yeah, I don't understand. I don't know why even make some of these doors locked. It's they put keys so close to where they're supposed to be, or they're supposed to go. I feel like maybe this might be the mini boss. Is it dark? No, not yet. Oh no, mini boss is coming up. I can tell because of the shape of one of the rooms. We got Tektites. We got magnetism. Whoa. Hoi! Ho ho ho. Tricky business. Oh gosh, I forgot about this guy. This guy's pretty good. Oh, he's got like moss and stuff on his back. Interesting. Well, young human, I am pleased to see you make it this far, brother. I am one of the 4 elders of the Goron tribe. I'm called Bizo. You have heard of the plight of our patriarch. Otherwise, you would not have come to see me. Here, take this, brother. Thank you, thank you. I don't know what voice I gave this guy. It's utter nonsense, and I will not remember it. Now, there is one more shard, but seeing as you have reminded me of the dangers that lie in the path to it, there is something that you may help you, a weapon, said to have been left in the mine by a hero of old. It is it is beyond price, and so we have protected it through generations. Now, when our tribe is on the brink of ruin, it could aid in our salvation. The hero's weapon is stored safely up ahead. Talk to the guard and take it with you. with the blessing of the gods. Okay. Yeah, I will do, man. Thanks. Oh, gosh. Ooh, money. Less money. You know, if you really wanted somebody to come and save you guys, you could maybe offer a bit more money. Don't you think? Don't you think, old man? Link's giving you freaking money, dude. No, okay. None of that, Link. Steal yourself. Why do you guys have such tiny beds? I swear. So there's a guard protecting a legendary weapon. Good to know. But yeah, but what I would like to see is, because I like having the time at some point in a Pikmin game to be able to explore, do side things, go and look at special things that maybe don't have anything to do with working towards the main goal of the game, like fighting the Smoky Prog, right? Getting to the Perplex Pool in time to be able to fight the Smoky Prog, and then taking the day to fight the Smoky Prog. I like being able to discover things like that. So I hope there's more like extra interesting, weird things to discover. Or like discovering the Mamudas in one was a thing. Like you have to go all the way back to the crash site. But there's not a lot of reason to go to the crash site other than finding interesting, unique enemies to fight, because there aren't many items to collect at the crash site. So I think if the first half of the game is on a timer, right? You're trying to work towards some goal, and then something happens, and in the last third of the game is more open to exploration, and your time limit is either increased by exponentially or gets solved, right? Because that's essentially what 2 does, because spoilers for 2. You spend the first portion of the game trying to pay off the debt. That should have been timed. I agree. I don't know why it wasn't. It was literally set up to be timed. I think people had complained about the time limit in 1, so Nintendo saw that as a negative. I don't get it. That was like the whole crux of 1. That's what makes 1 an interesting game, a unique game, is that you are trying to make... It's a strategy game about trying to make the most of the time you have each day. But then, I think what would have been cool is if... But the second half of the game isn't about you collecting money. You paid off the debt. You pay off the debt completely. That's what you're working towards. And then after that, well, there's no debt to pay off. But you tell the president, oh, hey, Louie's still stuck on the planet. The president's like, I bet there's more treasure there too. Let's go save Louie and get more treasure. And so the second half of the game is basically free roam. You can do the most challenging portions of the game. You can do whatever you want in whatever order you want. You unlock a whole new area to explore, and you have plenty of time to explore it and to do the most challenging portions of the game. I think that is a good setup for 4. I think part of 4 should be timed, and then the second part of 4 should be just about exploration and discovery and getting 100% if that's something you want to do. That's how I would do it. Also, I think people were talking about like, oh, what kind of captains are they gonna have? Like, oh, who are we gonna have for captains? Who are we gonna have for who? Like, how many captains are we gonna have? Who are the captains gonna be? Here's the thing: Pikmin 1, you had 1 captain. Pikmin 2, you had 2 captains. Pikmin 3, you had 3 captains. I would be shocked if they did not have 4 captains in 3. Not necessarily new characters. I would like to see Olimar back. I would like to see Louie back as a playable character. I would like to see the President back. I would even like to see all the characters from 3 back. I don't dislike the characters from 3. I like the original characters better. But if you bring all those characters back and then you get to choose your squad of like 4 people, I think that would be cool. I think that would be fun. It would make sense. I don't know how you're going to manage 4 captains. I mean, like, I barely utilized having 3 captains. 2 is actually a really good number. I basically used the 3 captains as 2 captains, so, you know, it's, It is what it is. Okay. Let's go, well, actually, this will be easy, right? We're just gonna go talk to the guard. That's all we're doing, right? He said that we just talk to the guard, and then the guard will give us, the item, so should be good. Okay, what do we got? Oh, hey, dude. So, Abizo said that, I think it was Abizo, right? He said that I can go, grab the item here. Whoa, a human? You know what? Something I wanted to point out about, the gates that the Moblins have set up around Hyrule. They have like red splatters on them, which I would take to be paint, right? But this guy's armor is speckled in red as well. It kind of doesn't feel like it's paint. Whoa, human. What business does a human have coming here? None, no business. This is a forbidden place. I will protect this treasure from you. Wait, no, but Oh. Oh, I understand. So yes, the mini boss for this place is... Get the heck out of here, man. The mini boss to this place is a Goron, which is... Oh no. Which is super unique. Oh, no blocking that. That's fair. I think it's super cool that they found a reason to make a Goron a enemy that you can fight. Ow, criminy. Get the heck out of here. Not a hard fight, but it's a really unique one in the series. I appreciate it. Oh, that hurt a lot. Who knew humans were capable of such feats of strength? He's got 1, 2. How many fights has this guy been in? Look at the armor he's got, though. The freaking metal, like rough, like rusty metal armor. A bunch of bolts and stuff sticking out. He has an iron knuckles. Super cool. Maybe you are going to see the patriarch of a tribe? Yeah, man. Ah, so that is why you are here. In that case, take the weapon of the hero of the past. But in exchange, you must save the patriarch of our tribe. I was told that you were gonna get notified that I was doing this. Yeah, I mean, it's so interesting to get an enemy. Well, it's like how the mini boss in the Forest Temple was the monkey, who was possessed, but then he actually came in and helped us fight the Diobaba at the end. It's super cool. I like that. I like that. This game really like subverts the way dungeons normally play out and like who's a part of them, and the fact that they keep involving other people into the mix of dungeons is really cool. And I hope they bring that. I hope they bring that back in the future. it's hard to say that because Tears of the Kingdom, if Tears of the Kingdom is going to be like a lot like Breath of the Wild, then the dungeons are probably going to be they're going to be the most untraditional Zelda dungeons ever, but not for these reasons. With skills like yours, even the Patriarch can be brought back to his senses. Take the hero's weapon and save our Patriarch. I will, man. Sorry that I had to clobber you a bit. I hope your stomach's okay. You cold clocked me a few times, so it makes it feel any better. Oi. Ow. Oh, I dropped that rupee. What's funny about this is that I'm pretty sure... Yeah, so you get the originally... No, you get the... In Ocarina of Time, you get the boomerang in the Zora place. You get the bow in the forest. But now we've gotten the boomerang in the forest and the bow in the Goron place. We've got the hero's bow. This treasure of the Gorons is said to have once belonged to a hero from the past. What did, in Ocarina of Time, what item did you get in... Was it just bombs? Maybe you just got bombs, yeah. You just got a bomb bag. You can carry up to 30 arrows. 30 right off the bat? Dang. That's pretty nifty. Oh my gosh. What if I do? And so, our slingshot immediately becomes absolutely useless. Oh. This room is filled with BMOs. You're not slick, game. I know what you're doing here. You can't fool me. Oh. Hi, yay. Okay, screw you. Screw you. Screw you. Screw you. And you know the drill. Okay. There we go, not too bad. Not too shabby. A little bit of, I don't mind gyro controls as a means of adjusting. Of just like helping you make slight adjustments to your aim. Oh, that's the compass. Cool. Now let's look at the map, because we need to know... Okay, no chest there. There are going to be chests all along the way that the ways that we're already going to be traversing to. Nice. Because we do need to... Is this the last go-on place? It is. This go-on design is probably my favorite. I think this guy looks really cool. Ah, you are here at last. I heard that you might pay a visit, young human. I'm far-sighted in all things. Here you go, the last key shard. Combine all 3 shards. I'm far-sighted in all things? You got foresight? Really? If you use that key, you can open the room where Darbus, the tribal patriarch, is being held. Who knows how powerful Darbus is in his new grotesque form, but I suppose I should trust your power, considering you came so far. Hurry now, to the patriarch's room. Oh, yo, he's got like a lion of sorts? bed in his back? That's kind of cool. Oh, yo. He's got freaking Dodongo legs. He's got Dodongos hung up, dried out on his wall. That's metal as heck, man. I'm almost capped out on money, jeez. Yeah, this guy's cool. I like him. Definitely him. I mean, I love Abizo is like really funny, just because he's like wrinkly and old, like the wrinkly old. He's literally the old Goron chieftain design from Majora's Mask. That's what he looks like the old ancient. That's what the second Goron sage looks like. Or elder looks like. I really like the first one though, because like I like the fact that he has geysers on his back and it's steaming, and then the second one just looks overall just has a really cool design. I like how he's like a lot lankier. He's a completely different color than the other Gorons usually are, which I don't know if that's supposed to be paint or if he just is different. He's maybe he might be made out of a different rock. That makes sense, right? Because they're all made out of like different stone and stuff. That would make sense why they all look different. They're like just made out of different stones. Jeez, I'm never gonna run out of arrows like this. Am I missing something? Oh. What? Since when? Oh. Whew, jeez, that was a little risky, if I do say so myself. Oh. Is that a Dodongo? Aw, man. Oh. That hurt my head for a moment. Not bad. I didn't even realize this door was locked. Oh, jeez. The cider went down the wrong pipe. It burns. I think that's correct. I think we're capped out on money again. I thought buying a $200 shield was gonna be enough. Oh, these freaking guys. These freaking guys are gross as heck. These guys are basically Octoroks. They're not actually like literally Octoroks, but that's what purpose they serve. They're terrible. Don't like. Got that shortcut. Oh yeah, by the way, arrows one-shot moblins, or like most grounded enemies, which I think is hilarious. Arrows are like, the power creep on arrows in this game is insane, because you get multiple types of arrows in this game. You get attachments for your bow. They went so hard on the arrows in this game. They were originally going to make a sequel to this game, I think, but that eventually just became Link's crossbow training, because that's, I think because they realized all they were doing was making more stuff to do with arrows and whatnot. And now the Western themes begun to be even more prominent, as we get to now have shootouts. And we have to quick draw on all these freaking moblins. Nope. Oh. Oh, dang. Oh, you can actually watch the thing though attached to go off. Interesting. Darn right, get the heck out of my way. Whoa. We're blowing up gunpowder barrels. We're quick drawing on people. I mean, we're literally just Link is a cowboy. And I freaking love it. I personally, some of my I love like Wild West setting, like things that take place in the Wild West, things that feel like Westerns, like that follow sort of like Western archetypes and things like that. I love the idea of like the nameless stranger who wanders in and changes the town, you know? Yeah, when I say Western, I don't mean like literally, like it has to be like literally cowboys in the West. Now here's the thing. Now I will be the first to admit though that like a lot of Westerns and a lot of like the ideals and stuff that are pushed in Westerns really do date a lot of old films and are extremely problematic. The kind of things that they the kinds of things that they'll have characters say and do, the ways in which they will praise or they will glorify like a certain, like an older way of life during a time that was just sort of brutal for a lot of people. Like particularly women, people of color, or any immigrants of any kind. It doesn't even have to be necessarily like people of color, at least at that time, right? Which is important to remember. We don't got a free bottle, so I'll just consume fairy. Can I just consume you? Oh, I guess you can't just run. Well, I am full on HP, so that might be part of it. Why I cannot assimilate the fairy yet. Oh, hold on. There are 2 chests here, apparently. question is where, how, and why. One of them must be the stamp, because I don't think we got the stamp yet. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, okay. One of them's down here. Oh, there it is. Well, I would imagine the other chest is money, but might as well do our due diligence and try to get it anyways. It's gotta be up there, it looks like. I just love that the stuff's like made a bunch of like dilapidated wood and barrels and boxes stacked on top of each other. That seems like maybe we need maybe we need the hook shot. Spoiler alerts, the hook shot's in this game, I guess. Kind of weird though that we would need it. Oh, but I weaved the needle on that so well. Oh, but yeah, I do understand that like a lot of like actual westerns that take place in the West glorify a way of life that is that was problematic at the time and is just as problematic now. That is not why I like westerns. I like westerns simply for sort of character archetype that they follow, for the sort of stories that they tell, the way they tell them, stuff like that. No more, no less. Huh. Yeah, there is not a way to get up there with what we got going now, that's for sure. Because even if we manage to get up here, I don't see how... Like, we wouldn't be getting up any higher. That's for sure. Here, I'll check this out. You'll find out if I find a way to get it up there or not. Nope. So no, in fact, that is, we do acquire an item that we do not have yet. So we actually will have to backtrack to the dungeon to get that. Something I don't necessarily enjoy the idea of. I'm not much for the idea of having to backtrack to dungeons. I think that's a little extreme, but it may have some story relevance that I am failing to remember at the moment. Dang, these guys just literally. What's tough about these guys is when they get when they get off staggered, like they shoot one after the other instead of at the same time. Then it's just like then it's just impossible to stop them. You can't bust your bow out at all. Yeah, you thought. Okay, and with that, with the three elders visited, and the new item in hand, it's time to help the brother. I'm sure we could just talk him down. The same eye that was in Dio Baba. Rinse and repeat that. I like this boss because it uses a combination of everything we got leading up to this point, and it uses it in interesting ways. His theme's pretty good too. I just love how he looks. He's just like a shadow made of fire. Look up, dude. Oh, maybe you just will always have an opportunity to do a finishing blow when they're low. All that rage, all that destruction just from this little piece of a mask.
If one time
Well done.
you ask me
Now we have 2 fused shadows.
if we reach what was it?
You know, you've been very helpful so far, so as a reward, I'll tell you an interesting story. Zant.
Did my good kid
That's the
give
name
me
of the King
beer?
of Darkness who cast this pall of shadows over your world.
That you can
He's very strong. You would be nothing to him in your current state.
You feel punched
But
his
Zant
juice.
will never be my king. I have nothing but scorn for his supposed strength. Not that your Zelda is much better.
Can you meet me with what
Still
was
appalls
worth
me that this
for
world
me?
of light is controlled by that princess. Carefree youth, a life of luxury. How does that teach duty?
Keep going wrong to you gonna even be.
But I guess I shouldn't begrudge her the circumstances of her life. She didn't choose it after all, and I would never wish harm on her. No, as long as I can get my hands on that fused shadows, I'll be just fine. Well, just one more left. Shall we? Very interesting little dialogue bit right there. I didn't retain a lot of the dialogue for this game, for sure. Because when I was a kid, I would read stuff, but I don't know, it wouldn't really imprint itself on my brain necessarily, like it does now. But it's very interesting. So it's a good point there that she mentioned. She's like, I shouldn't begrudge her because of the life that she lives, the life she's been given, because she did not choose it. I think that's true. I feel like personally, I think that's a really good way to view. You can't. Nobody chose their life, right? Like no, you cannot fault an individual solely because of a life that they just happen to be living. You can only fault them for their actions. You can only fault them for what they do with that life, I would say, right? So, like, for instance, like if you are a person who was born to money, if you are a person who was born to a specific social standing of any kind, for any reason, whether it's money, race, anything like that, right? You did not choose that, for sure. However, what you do with that life is important. That's where, because that is where people can rightfully judge you, right? Which is always why I think people misunderstand when they say, like, hey, you have to acknowledge that you have a privileged life and you have to make sure you check yourself sometimes, right? People get upset and they're like, oh, well, I didn't choose this life. It's like, that's true. And I would say, if anybody's faulting you simply for being what you are, or who you are, or where you are, that isn't right. However, if you are living your life carefree, just, being blasé about everything, and not acknowledging, if you're living your life without acknowledging the position that you are in, that is a problem. And that is your fault. It's not your fault that you are where you are. It is your fault if you cannot acknowledge that you have certain things and you're being allowed certain things because of where you are. And if you just go about your business blindly living on, accepting all the good things around you without taking a moment when the moment calls for it to acknowledge where you stand, It's like I was saying, I like Westerns, right? But I'm in a position, personally, where I can watch most Westerns and not feel personally affected or attacked by some stuff that might be embedded in them, right? which way somebody else might watch the same Western. I might walk away from a Western feeling absolutely fine about it, being like, oh yeah, that was just a good, fun time. But then another group of people may sit down and watch the same thing and be like, hey, that was, that didn't feel great to see. That didn't feel good to watch. That kind of brought up a bit of a sore subject, right? So I, myself, which is why I, myself, as being who I am, I have to acknowledge that I have that luxury to watch a lot of movies that have that take place in a certain time in history, at certain times in history. I have the luxury of watching a lot of movies like that and not having anything in there attack me personally, you know. But you know, I think Midna's frustration makes sense. Whatever has led Midna to this point, whatever has put her in the state that she's currently in, needing to rush around and with the aid of other people, unable to do everything that she wants to be able to do herself, whatever has gotten her to this point, whether it's Zant or anything else, I'm sure she sees this land of light, a land which scorns the Twilight, the place where she comes from, her home, and I'm sure I can understand how she could not help but feel bitter about this, being put in this position, seeing this wonderful place with lush green hills and blue skies, where there presumably before this point were little to no strife amongst anybody here, and then watch it. And then watch everybody complaining about something that probably Midna has been dealing with for far longer than anybody at this point. And watching them be with everything these people in this world have, with all the luxuries they have, being unable to protect it and preserve it for even a little bit, even one day, you know, and having to watch one other individual be tasked with fixing everything, essentially. Well, alongside her. The two of us are being tasked with preserving an entire world full of people who seemed completely incapable of doing anything about anything that's going on. I can imagine that that's very frustrating to her. Seeing somebody like Zelda living in a lush castle, a huge, magnificent castle surrounded by a beautiful city. So yeah, I can understand why she'd be frustrated. But then again, she does not know what Zelda has been going through under these same circumstances. And she doesn't really know what Zelda's been going through up till now. She is a princess who has to rule an entire kingdom. She's a princess who when it came down to the wire, had to choose whether it would be better to live under the rule of a usurper, or whether it would be better to let him bring ruin to everything she knows and everything she loves and all the people in this world. And she had to make that choice. All that choice was entirely on her shoulders. Same way where she probably just thinks of Link as some simple farmhand who doesn't know anything about anything, who had a nice, safe, coddled life. And that may be true, but now he has lost people he's cared about. He has been transformed, painfully it seems like, transformed into a bestial state. He's been burdened with a massive responsibility, a massive weight on his shoulders. He has been tasked by the gods to go and fight great evil, to kill things, to be at the risk of dying himself, to have those around him who he cares about be put at the same risk. He has to risk his life day in, day out, in order to save everybody. Link is being tasked and burdened because he is a guy who cannot help but worry about everything anyways, and he's being tasked with all this. He's a guy who will rush in no matter what, whether he can do it or not. And he's being asked to rush in and do it then. Regardless of his own safety. So, yeah, very, very interesting words. It's funny, you know, there was a moment of Midna opening up a little bit more. Not a lot, just a little bit more. It was very interesting. It was nice to see. It was a nice little touch to put a point on the end of this leg of the adventure. Not only that, but also like Midna being a moment where the first time we maybe saw Midna be a little self-reflective, because she even said, "I can't blame Zelda for this. I just feel these things, you know. I maybe shouldn't feel them so strongly, or maybe I shouldn't feel them at all." Then she even said at the end, "I would not wish harm upon her." Like ultimately, like maybe she lived a coddled life. Maybe she never has known a moment of strife in all her days. Regardless, though, I would not wish this upon her. Like I would not wish any of this upon her. Yeah, truly a story about people who have power. People who have known power all their lives and people who haven't. and the people in between trying to get stronger any way they can. And about people from all walks of life coming together. Midna is with Link. The children of Ordon are now living in Kakariko Village with a completely different set of people. We have helped the Goron tribe. We have helped save their patriarch, so surely they will now be reunited with the other Hylians from this point on. We're bringing everybody back together. Hey, man. You're Darbus, you good? Man, a dungeon where both bosses inside of it were Gorons. That's pretty trippy. Ugh. What am I doing here? Ah, my head, it aches. So much pain, I can't remember anything. Oh, what a shame. Well, good to see you out of chains, bud. Wanna go outside? Yeah, let's head out.